got 6 o'clock, so we'll get started here. Say the pledge with me, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing, please, for our invocation. Mr. Paul.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, these your servants are working laboriously. We know there are many problems. We have the sick houses popping up like weeds. The roads are inadequate. Lord, we just have to lay out the whole town. And we just pray, Lord, that you give them wisdom in this time. That things have to be done and help them, touch their hearts, help them be comforted in peace. In Jesus' holy name we pray.
Amen. Thank you, sir. First off, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you being here tonight, taking time out to come to our meeting. Also, whoever's online watching, glad you could tune in, and I appreciate getting all of y'all out because it shows that you're interested in what's going on with our city, and that's what we need. We need city input, and God's input, and hopefully we won't mess up there. So thank you so much. Council staff, you see the announcements before you. Are there any additions that, or corrections you'd like to make? Okay. There's a couple things I would like to add. August the 7th, I'd like for you to note that that's Purple Heart Day. That's for all of our veterans that sacrificed. My neighbor actually was wounded in Vietnam, and my heart goes out to our veterans. So August the 7th is actually Purple Heart Day. Also in the city of King, our city powwow is going to be on the 9th and the 10th. I love our Native Americans. They were here before we were, so we owe them a lot. And then also on August the 21st is National Senior Citizen Day, which I qualify for that. So, amen. So that's all I have as far as updates that I'd like for you to have on your calendar. And then the next portion is our public comment. And our public comment, this agenda item is included to allow input to the City Council from any citizen who wishes to address the council without requesting to be on the agenda. Those who wish to address City Council are required to provide their name, addresses, including city or county of residence and topics. Speakers shall be courteous in their language and presentation. Any disruption of the meeting, insults, personal attacks, accusations, profanity, vulgar language, inappropriate gestures, or other inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. If this occurs, the person will be identified and asked to stop or leave. If the behavior continues and they refuse to leave, they will be removed from the council chambers. A speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to speak. The number of speakers on a topic relating to a further advertised public hearing matter may be limited at council's discretion. Council reserves the right to request a designated spokesperson for a large group. Spokesperson will be allowed 6 minutes. The public session will be limited to 30 minutes, and the council will only listen and not respond, but may decide to place a topic on a future agenda. So with that, I will open up public comment. And let's see, first on the agenda here is Mr. Randy Griffin.
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations on retirement.
Thank you, sir.
Of course, I'm not bringing up water and sewer this month.
What?
How about that? I haven't got with Scott yet. This is about our taxes.
All right.
Tax rates, not taxes. I assume that City Council saw this in the Journal
Yes, sir.
about where King, right? Ranked as far as tax rates.
You gave me 2 copies here.
Would you give one here? Okay. As you can see, King wants to be number 1, and we should be in a lot of things. We used to be number 1 in softball because I coached Molly and Beth over here 25, 30 years ago, and we were number 1. But some things we don't want to be number one. We're number one in probably traffic congestion right now, and that's not city council's fault. We know what's caused that. We're number one in high sewer rates around, and we're number one in taxes as far as the rate. And so I would look to ask city council to reduce the rate, because I've got a tax bill right here from a little 900 square foot house over on Lake Street. No central air, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It doubled in appraisal value. Not city council's fault. But I am paying $1,500 a year for that little house that's valued at $150,000. Anybody want to buy it? I'll be glad to sell it tonight, cash money. So I don't know how that people that don't have pensions or retirements from wherever can afford these. I'm sure you know at $500,000 of y'all's houses, $500,000 or $750,000, whatever y'all own, you're going to pay $5,000, $7,500 a year in taxes. I don't see how you can do it. I don't see how anybody can do it. I don't see how we can keep growth in this city with that kind of tax rate. I hope y'all are looking at reducing it and not doing like the last federal administration spent the money. Now look at what is happening in Forsyth County with the school system. Where did it go? We can spend it while it's good days, but what when it gets to be bad days? And also, since you've approved approximately 300 houses on White Road, I said approximately, I don't know. At this tax rate, you'll bring in $900,000 a year. That's just off one development that's going in. So I'd say we got plenty of money, should have plenty of money, and I think you ought to really look at this. One other thing, I'm almost out. Eminent domain on the property. If y'all approve Timmy's Lane, since it's for sale, you can go get it, right? If we have to do it, because it is for sale now. So right away into Main Street, back up there where they won't build this house. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. All right, up next is Gaynell Martin.
Hey, my name's Tommy Tuttle, and I work, Gaynell's going to speak after me. She is the outreach pastor for Mission that's operated out of Place of Prayer Church, which is the former Country Corral. And the focus of that is to connect people that are in our area that are homeless with resources. And we just wanted to come tonight to share with you guys briefly, just to tell you a little bit about what we're seeing in the city and how we feel like it's impacting the community at large. Last year, we served over 60 people that were identified as homeless, and there was a lot of various needs. Everybody had different stories. It's been about 2 years since the church has been there and has been serving the local homeless, and we've served individuals as young as 18 years old, which was a young man aging out of foster care that was displaced, to folks as old as 76 years old. And so it's definitely something we're seeing across the population with different needs, but definitely an increase with seniors, just about affordable housing and income and different barriers. There's a drop-in center there where folks can come to shower, do laundry, get mail service, different things like that, connect with counseling and different resources. We have a lot of different groups, Insight, folks from the Shepherd's House in Mount Airy, different nonprofits that come that make themselves available so people can sign up for resources. We feel like that's been one of the biggest impacts we've had to serve the folks in our community dealing with this, as well as a winter warming station, which is just basically an emergency temporary shelter that's open overnight when the temperatures drop below 32 degrees. Last year, we averaged about 7 people a night when we opened that, men and women. We were also contacted by families, but we're fortunately able to get those in a different place, just feeling it would be more appropriate. But we've just seen a ton of folks in different capacities, and we've done this all with volunteer staff. We've had about a dozen churches over the last year to be involved with meals and just helping meet different needs. But we really just want to connect with more localities about what we can do about this and how we can serve folks and better our community, because it definitely has an impact on a lot of public service, especially in consideration of like unnecessary law enforcement calls, paramedics, the 911 system, different things like that. In Forsyth County last month, they had a study that came out that said a single individual homeless person could cost the city an average of $40,000 just draining like the local jail and hospital stuff. Just, we want to get in front of it. We want to be a part of the solution. So we appreciate you guys and what you're doing, and just help us connect with anybody that can help us resolve some of these issues.
Thank you, Tommy.
And I'm going to let Ms. Gaynell talk about a couple specific stories we've dealt with.
Thank you, Ms. Tuttle.
I have been working with the homeless over 20 years now, and I have a coffee cup that says being homeless is an experience, not a person, and that is so true. I have a letter from 2 women that's living in their cars in King Food Line right now, 75 and 76 years old. Both worked and they draw Social Security. They were married for years, and both their husbands are dead. And they never thought they would find themselves in the situation they're in. And they've been there almost a year now, and we work with them, and it breaks my heart. And they're on waiting lists to get low-income homes where they can afford to pay. And they're beautiful ladies, they're beautiful. And I received a call from a man last year. He'd been living in his car in Food Line, and he ended up in the hospital down in Winston-Salem. He was crippled, he couldn't hardly walk, he had to have surgery on his legs. And he called us at night, and it was in the winter, and he said, I have to leave the hospital, I've been in there in 2 weeks. Well, they get him a cab and take him to a shelter and set him out. Well, the shelter was full, and he called us. He was sitting on the side of the road there. They just set him out, and they wouldn't come back and get him. And so we go get him and try to work with him and help him at that time. But there's so many situations like that. We had paramedics bring a guy in, had pneumonia, and he come out of an assisted living home, and he was out of town. I guess he was trying to get back here, and he hadn't been here in 10 years. So he had pneumonia, so they brought him in, and we helped him get back on his feet. We was open then, and that's when it was snowing. So we stayed open about 5 days altogether and didn't even close. But there is such a need out there, and I have worked almost 20 years, and I've never seen seniors and old people living in their cars like they are now. I don't understand it, and it breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart, and I just hope it's something we can do to help. I feel like our hands are tied so far, on certain things, but we are working at it, and we're trying to do the best we can. So I thank you for letting us talk to us, and I still got 46 seconds, but I'm going to go ahead and quit. But I appreciate y'all letting us talk.
Thank you, Ms. Moore.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Cheryl Penn.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And Bob said to tell you guys happy anniversary.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just want to give you a little bit of update on our moving wall project that's coming next year, April 30th through May the 4th. Of course, it's at the Post 290. It is open to the public and free. It will be open 24 hours a day while it is there. We're looking for sponsorships, donations. If you would like to volunteer, we have those opportunities as well. We are working on an opening ceremony, which will be Thursday night, April the 30th at 7 o'clock. If anybody would like to come and lay a wreath, just come on, bring it, and we will let everyone lay a wreath that would like to. We will have golf carts available for those who are handicapped. We'll have chaplains available as well. And our next fundraiser meal will be October the 3rd. We're having Sloppy Joe's. And if you came to our baked potato sale last Friday night, we had some good food.
Amen.
Yeah, so come on out, and this is a project that especially the wives of Vietnam veterans are working really hard on, but everybody, it's been a group effort, and everybody's working hard to bring this wall in, and it's going to be here before we know it. So, we just want to get the word out and invite everyone to come.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
All
what you're
right.
doing.
October 3rd,
April 30th of next year.
yeah, but you're gonna have a fundraiser.
Oh, yeah, yes, October 3rd, October 3rd.
And what time?
We'll start at 4 o'clock.
Sorry.
Okay.
just.
Yeah, October 3rd, we serve from 4 to 6.
Okay, thank you.
You bet, uh-huh. And they're homemade,
They're-
not
they're-
Manwich.
They're actually doing this every month, having a meal like that for a fundraiser, and
Yeah,
it's a great thing.
we had a packed house this past Friday, so Sheila did a great job.
It wasn't only just baked potatoes; they had barbecue and pork and chicken, and wow,
All the fixings.
it was great.
All the fixings,
ma'am.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
for
thank
what
you,
y'all
thank
do.
you all. All right. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, one more thing. We were going to request that the city put flags out on Main Street for that week. So, and we'll be talking more about that as time gets closer, so, okay.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, next up is Kevin.
Sir,
Kendall, Grayson.
I'd like to waive my 3 minutes. I'm sorry, I thought that was just a public record signed up for our attendees, so thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, next up will be Dane Heath, Downtown King Partnership. He was pointing out that I know what DKP meant. I said Dane has got KP, that's what that
Is that what
means.
it is? Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just wanted to give a brief update on some of the planning that's been going on with Downtown King Partnership. I've been working with Councilman Lane. I think he may have shared some information with you guys as well. But just wanted to kind of touch base. Back in June, Downtown King Partnership had a community meeting, had about 30 folks attend. Council members were there. We appreciate you being there. Met with Lizzie Morrison, and the goal of that meeting was to start working on a vision statement or strategies for Downtown King Partnership and Downtown King development moving forward. A lot of great ideas. She led us through a SWOT analysis of strengths and weaknesses for King and opportunities as well. Broke into small groups. Each group came up with their own vision statement, which was pretty cool to see. Lizzie took all those vision statements back with her and compiled them and kind of put together a summary of what it looked like, and then presented with us some strategies moving forward. There was kind of 3 common themes throughout all, I think it was 6 vision statements. And the strategies that she developed out of that was the starting points were historic Downtown King offers Southern crafted culinary experiences, has opportunities for specialty shops, and then the third one is provides convenient access to outdoor adventures in the area. She brought those strategies to our next meeting in July with our smaller group, and we brainstormed, came up with, and created a draft vision. It's just a draft of the economic positioning statement for the Downtown King Partnership, and it reads like this. It says, historic Downtown King is nestled in the rolling foothills of the Sartell Mountains, where Southern hospitality meets leisurely exploration. Featuring thoughtfully crafted culinary experiences, curated specialty shops, and convenient access to outdoor adventure, King is an ideal place to reconnect with community. So that's going to kind of be our guiding vision as we go through these next steps. At our next meeting, we will begin discussing breaking down the 3 strategies and what are our goals for each strategy, and then what are our projects for each strategy. That will then result in coming back to the council with ideas. We'll also look at grant funding and those kind of things to help those projects along. So real excited about the progress on it. I just wanted to give you guys a brief update, and I look forward to bringing more news to you in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Heath. No one else signed up for public comment. We'll close that at 6:19. Next is adjustments to the agenda. Is there any adjustments to the agenda that council or staff would like to bring forth at this time? Nope. Okay. Thank you. Next up is the consent agenda.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
are you gonna move from item 5A to action item, or are you gonna move
Yes, we would need to move, item 5A
it?
to action item. I'll entertain a motion on that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you. Okay, so next up is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is first order of business. These items listed are believed to be non-controversial and administrative in nature. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless the council person requests or citizen requests and is granted permission to speak. These items will then be removed from the consent agenda and considered individually. Otherwise, all items will be enacted as one motion. So is there anything council would like to pull off the consent agenda to discuss separately? Nope.
I move for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you. Next up is number 3, which is introduction of the new employee. And I think, Chief, you've got this? Yes, sir.
This is, council, this is Joseph Marion. He comes to us from Pilot Mountain Police Department. He's working on 5 years of experience in law enforcement, so we're lucky to have him. He is a graduate of East Surrey High School, so we do have to work a little bit on our background. But he's also a graduate of Surrey Community College, and he has a bachelor's degree from Western Carolina, so I feel like he's going to be a great asset to us. He has also worked with us in the past whenever we worked together with coverages, and he was the city lord for the town of Pilot Mountain. So.
This is great.
Welcome.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Glad to have you.
I was privileged to be able to swear him in last week and got to meet his mom and dad, and his mother said this probably wasn't the profession that she would have chosen, but in his spare time he's a volunteer fireman. So I mean he likes to be where the action is. So we really do appreciate you choosing King to come to work for us. So thank you so much. Up next is Eagle Scout Project by William Macer.
Good evening,
Good
ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to say that my scout troop has completed the Eagle Scout project. There are now 5 plaques honoring a different city worker who passed away while serving our community. Mr. Marion was kind enough to put pictures of the installations up on the TV. We are also working on sending the photos of the installations to the surviving family members. I just want to thank you, my troop, Jamie Wilkes, and Mr. Marion for helping me with this project. But there's also another matter to attend to. According to the rules of Eagle Scout projects, whenever a project is under budget, the scout must give all the funds that are under budget to the beneficiary, which they can either give to charity or give back to the scout troop. We are currently under budget by 64 cents. I have 64 cents in my pocket. So, do you want to give it to charity or give it back to the troop?
To the truth.
Yeah.
I think give it back to
That's what I thought.
Thanks for giving us that option, William.
At this time, I would also like to present to you a framed collage of the installation and my photo as a memento for what we did. So this can be hung at City Hall. Who do I give this?
The mayor.
I'll be glad to accept that from you.
That's nice, thank you. Thank you, William. You all have done a stellar job. I appreciate it. I live near the park. I've seen the benches. They're fantastic. Thank you very much for all you do.
I'm gonna share this with them so they can see who all is on there. That right there gives you hope in our youth, doesn't it? I mean, young people like that, scouting is such a great program. I went through scouts. I never did make it Eagle, but thank you, Ben, for all you do for the city. And I'd like to talk to you afterwards, if you don't mind, one of you, a suggestion that I've got. So I'd like to talk to one of you afterwards, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. Okay, next up is a public hearing, 5A, which we moved to action item. I think Todd might have this.
We'll go to B.
We'll go to B first, I'm sorry. 5B, the public hearing on financing agreement for PD and fire department radios. Okay, I'll open this up for public comment. Nobody signed up for that, so we'll close that, 6:28. And I think Susan O'Brien may have this, right?
Mayor, Council, the PD has an agreement for 30 new Motorola radios, and the fire department has an agreement for 7 new radios. These meet new standards, and if you have questions about the radios themselves, we have Assistant Chief and Chief here for those. Those were lease agreements, and I felt we could do better with the loan, so we put it out for bids, and we did actually do a little bit better. So combining those two, we would save about $4,000 to do a loan as opposed to the leases. Plus, it saves a ton of time with accounting with the new GASB standards for leases. That's way more complicated than a loan. And now we have another item to add to the loan, which is a police vehicle that was approved by SWEEP. And I put a new resolution at your seats tonight. And that makes the loan amount $336,165.90. That encompasses 37 radios and the replacement vehicle for the police department. The payments on the loans will be in arrears, which means they will start the next budget year, because we didn't have room in the budget for them this year. So my recommendation is to award the financing bid to First Horizon Bank and approve the resolution 2025-06.
Council have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am?
This is pretty close to budget time. Did we not know about this when we did our budget? Or why didn't we do it at budget?
I'll defer that to the chiefs about the radios.
Why was this not
So,
done?
FCC made some changes to, the radio, and you can get a little bit about the radio viper system that we utilize, Maker, system that we utilize. Unfortunately, the radios that we currently use at the police department, were in excess of about 10 to 15 years old. Motorola notified us that those radios are obsolete. We can no longer get parts for them, and they cannot be programmed to accept the new FCC requirements.
And that's for both,
That's for both, yes.
PD and fire.
Luckily, the fire department had radios that were compatible, more so than what we did. So we were basically forced by FCC changes that are coming. If we do not make these changes, we won't have radio communication.
I was just curious about why we didn't hear about it budget time.
Because it was a surprise to us.
Okay, surprise.
Unfunded mandate.
Unfunded mandate. We
Yeah,
do not like those.
Yeah, really,
I do not like those. I gotcha. Thank you.
Any other council have a question?
I've got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
What's the service life on these new, our expected service life of the new?
I would think, I mean, even the radios that we have now that are Motorola is the obsolete, working fine, but, they will not accept the program. So, I mean, I think these are, items that will last 20 years, to be honest with you, but it's really up to the manufacturer. That's up to any changes to it.
It's a challenging question to answer in the respect of the manufacturer decides they can decide 2 years from now, we're no longer gonna service that model, or it could be 5 years. But just because they don't service it doesn't mean it's still using it. So, hard question.
Yeah.
We actually have 5 radios that are compatible, and they were just like the ones that they claim are no longer using.
So, I guess I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
We're doing a loan for this. What would happen if we took it out of fund balance?
Well, considering that we budgeted $480,000 last year out of fund balance, I would not recommend that, but it would be up to council. And we are deferring the payments.
That's just hypothetical. I just would like to know
Right,
if
and-
it's gonna,
It's not due till the next one.
Right, we are deferring the payments, and there would be a no prepayment option in the loan, so there is the option if
so
council
this
decides
is
to-
not due until next budget year?
Correct.
Okay.
The first payment will be due.
I was wondering if we could delay it until January, but, so you're telling me it's not due until next, okay.
Good.
Or, well, August, September, whatever day we close, it will be a year from then, the first payment will be due. So when we work on budget for that year, council would of course have the option to pay it all off if we had enough funding.
Okay.
Good. Good question.
And does that, is that finance covering the vehicle as well? Okay.
Is that, I got a question, is that gonna be a new vehicle? It's that one that you found, that was almost completely equipped, right?
Yes.
That's
The
great.
only thing we're having to do is add a radio and a laptop.
Thank you for being diligent to look and find something like that, so I think it's gonna work out great. Okay, any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve First Horizon Bank to finance the radios for the PD and the fire department, as well as the replacement of the PD car, and approve resolution 2025-06.
Okay. I hear a second.
Second.
Sorry, did you have a question?
It's part
Mr.
A,
Lane?
right?
Do I need to add Part A to that?
That's
That's
moved
what it
to
says on this
action.
page.
Or Part B.
I think-
Part B,
yeah.
what did he just say?
Yeah, we
No,
will-
I don't.
we will-
Yeah,
what I
we're good, we're good.
Yeah, that's gonna be moved to action, so I guess we'll bring that up under number 7.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And, Mr. Lane, you second it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, council. Carries 4-0. All right, we'll move to number 6, appointment to the planning board. I think Mr. Cox has this.
Hey, Council, Mayor, before you is a request for advertising for planning board members. In talking with the city clerk, we have some vacancies to fill and also a regular seat and 2 alternates, as you can see on the attachment there to fill. We would like to advertise, and also if you folks know of anybody that's willing to serve, give them a call. I mean, we can recruit at times and try to get some folks on the planning board to serve that would be interested in furthering the planning of our town. We'd like to hope you'd entertain a motion to let us advertise.
Well, actually, as we speak, there's a gentleman in the crowd that I spoke to, and I think he's picking up an application tonight
Good.
to apply for that. So we'll probably bring that before you next month with his application, and he's in the city limits, so he could probably fill that current regular member in the city.
Excellent.
So if we need a couple more alternates, but I'll entertain a motion here.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just not, I don't understand why you're coming to us with a request to advertise. In the past, the clerk has always advertised as vacancies come up. We don't have to approve for her to advertise, I would not think. So that's why I'm asking the question, why are we approving it now?
That's probably, you can blame that on me. Going back in history, that's what we did. We would come to council and ask for permission to advertise for various positions for various boards. If you don't mind going ahead and advertising, we'll be glad to do so.
I think the clerk is the one that keeps up with the vacancies, and I would suggest if there's a vacancy, she should advertise for it, you know.
Have you been bringing them to us before? I don't remember.
No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, we haven't had that many, and so we just normally advertise for it and then bring you the applicants.
Right, you have it on the agenda when you have the applicants and their application to us.
But I haven't advertised it in the paper, so Todd had suggested advertising it in the paper.
Yeah, used to do that, yeah. Well, I agree, that maybe we would touch more people within our city if we advertised it in the paper, depending upon what the cost is. Sometimes the paper advertisements get pretty high. But at least you're gonna have it online, right?
On social media.
On social media.
You know,
And
so
online.
use all, means to get the word out.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
And I currently already have one application that I have had. We just haven't had a vacancy, and then all of a sudden, we have a couple vacancies. So it just happened all of a sudden, and
Did we have it in the budget for, to advertise that? I don't remember us ever talking about that.
You mean in the paper?
Yes, I'd like to know, because those ads are expensive.
I know, they can get very expensive. Yeah.
Well, I don't know that we really have to do that if we put it on the website.
I wanna advertise as efficiently as possible, and I'm not sure that
I would suggest, let's see, we don't have the, Stokes News reporter here, but many times if you give the Stokes News reporter the information, they'll put a little blurb in there who to get in touch with if you live in the city and you're interested in serving on the city planning board. I would suggest trying that.
Yes.
Yeah, along with social media and our website, I think.
Yeah.
That would be enough.
I'm glad you brought it up because they probably are watching us on our live stream, so maybe if the newspaper's watching, we'd like for you to help us out. So, to help Todd out, that's probably what we had done in the past because of the cost. Bring it before council before they would approve it because of the cost to run the ad. So, but it sounds like we've got 2 applicants, one that you've already got, and I know of one tonight. So it's probably not going to be that hard if all of us get out here and talk to people that want to better our city, that they'll step up and try to help. So.
Don't you have 1 regular and 2 alternates available?
Yes, ma'am.
I have, what's available is all city right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Not
I'm
ETJ.
sorry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It is 1 board member and 2 alternates.
Sure.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I apologize.
But all of them are in the city, not the ETJ.
Sorry,
So,
I misunderstood.
okay.
I make a motion that we, if you're ready,
Yes, ma'am.
that we instruct the clerk to contact Stokes News and see if they could put a small article in the paper about our vacancies, as well as you put it on all the social media outlets that we have.
And website.
Website and social media, yeah.
I've got one question concerning that too. Are we putting the ads on the board over here? On our board out here across the street? Could we advertise on our board across the street?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean,
Anything.
we've got a lot of people drive by that sign every day. Help needed.
I'm in my motion to include that.
Okay.
Second. Second.
Okay, we have motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Cox. Okay, moving to number 7. We're going to do 7A to start with, and then I think we'll do that 5A. We'll make that down here below 5B. So, 7B. So we'll make it down here.
What
Okay.
would you say it's gonna be, 7 what?
It'll be 7C. No, 7.
E?
7. Yeah, let's do it at 7E.
Okay.
How's that sound? So we'll move 5A down to 7E. All right? So first one on action item is number 7, which is surplus property resolution for the police department 2025-07. I think Mr. Tedder has this.
Yes, Mayor. Mayor and council, we're asking for you to adopt a resolution for surplus property that we have. This includes the old SRTVs with the box truck. The one thing that I did not mention, it'll include the Dodge Charger that recently went down that we're getting replacement for, as well as some other equipment such as these radios. When we transition over, those could be used by private organizations, stuff like that, so we can put those on out for bid. This resolution also follows along with our disposition of personal property policy that we have for the city. So we're just asking that we're able to identify any possible surplus property, have the city manager approve it, and go ahead and offer it for sale through like gov deals or some type of bid process.
Okay. Council have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So the list is not included with our item, and, right? Or do you have a list?
That's correct.
Okay.
Some items may come up as the year goes on, we don't know that. For example, these radios. Once we stop using those radios, we'll put those radios through the gov deals bid or however we can sell.
Well, my experience has been, if you have the list, then this is public information, and there'll be more people to see it, and they may want to bid on it, because the agenda's public information. So I don't know how you get the list out, but.
Well, GovDeals is a public.
I know, yeah, I work for GovDeals, but, also, a lot of the public look at this online. And so, if we have the list and we know what we're looking at, I think it would be helpful, but
We can always put the list on the website or on Facebook.
that would be
once I
great.
have it put together.
That would be great.
Because the list is gonna change periodically depending on what we're ready to sell. So this week, we've got for example, that box truck that's ready to go. However, once we get down the road and we replace certain items because they become obsolete, then we may add those to it. This is not one sale to encompass everything that we've got ready to go right now, if that makes sense.
So this is an ongoing approval.
Yes, and it actually follows with the policy that we have in place for anything valued less than $30,000.
Thank you.
Council, y'all have any questions?
I don't.
I've got, how long is this, I might be looking at, but how long is this approval good for?
Well, I think we're just re-clarifying what our policy states. Susan, you might be able to help me with this, but our policy states that the city manager has authority to deem any property that we take to them that's valued less than $30,000 and dispose of it, depending on whether it's a online bid process or what have you. And this benefits all department heads.
I would also like to commend the police department for their recent takedown of a bad guy. And the things that y'all had to seize on that. I don't know, I know there's a lot of things that go back to the people that owned them, but it may be some things that you may be able to put on .gov on there. So, but I do commend you for
Thank
your
you.
hard work on that.
Keeping our community safe.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. So I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the surplus property resolution for the PD 2025-07.
Okay, got a lot of seconds here. I'll let the clerk pick one. We had 2 seconds. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you. Chief. Okay, we're on 7B. It's a resolution 2025-08, request of local legislatures to add the city of King to the list of municipalities found in NCGS 160A-581B5, giving us exemption status for the 10% satellite area rule. So I think Mr. Cox probably has that.
That's it in a mouthful. The general statutes, as you just stated, will not allow a city to have more than 10% of its interior corporate limits, domain corporate limits, in satellite annexation areas. Those are, to just tell you what a satellite is those that are not attached to that central portion. We have several of those around town, as you know, and at the bottom I gave you some acreage counts. Those are provided by the county using their GIS, and we are at 8.5% of our allowance up to the 10%. So we're getting close. We have approximately 59 acres left. To give you an example, if the track across from King's Crossing were to develop and want to come into the city by our utility or extension policy, or just because they want to come in, that's 45 acres alone. So you can see how that could eat into that very quickly if we had some tracks like that that are around the edge of the town that want to access our sewer. So it sort of behooves us to ask our legislators to add us to this list of exempt cities around the state. So we prepared a resolution for you to look at and hopefully adopt, and we'll send that to our House and Senate representatives and see if one of them can propose a bill to add us to that list.
Council, have any questions? Any questions?
I do have a quick question. So what qualifies a satellite annexation? So it's not directly attached, but is that not directly attached by even a road or?
Correct.
Okay, so it has to be touching the next
Right.
piece.
Right.
Okay.
Like, we have several of those along Newsom Road. Applewood, those subdivisions that are over there, most all of those are satellite. Eventually, you'll fill in and you'll connect them all and they'll be contiguous to the main city limits, but you can, as the state statute says, you can go up to 10%. And unfortunately, we're getting very close to that number. And a lot of developments, especially subdivisions, want to be in the cities for obvious reasons. And it would be a shame to turn those away, because we exceed the 10%.
I do have one
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
Todd, on Goff Road, you know, the over 55 apartments that was just approved. So that,
That would be a good example,
a very good example. I got you.
very good example,
Okay.
because they will want city sewer.
Yes.
That was, what, 20-some acres that will come off this 59 right off the bat. So,
That's not gonna leave.
yeah, and by the spring, you guys may be at the point where you know, no sewer, or we'll give them sewer and have to pay outside rates, which for some developments or a complex like that would be a very expensive venture. So it sort of behooves you to move forward with
Yes, right.
getting this.
If this gets approved, will it be a full exemption, or is it a graduated, is there a next step?
As far as the statute reads, it's just that you're exempt from that 10% rule.
And would that be until a further date, or until?
I would say only unless the general statutes, the legislators change the general statutes.
Okay.
So, yeah, we definitely need to get with Kyle Hall and Dana Caldwell Jones. And why would somebody not want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know why the legislators don't take that out of the statutes and do away with it.
Right.
But it's there.
Right.
It's
And-
obvious in the list, there's probably 40-some cities that have joined this list.
I'm not
I printed
surprised.
down in New Bern, but there's many more after that
Yeah.
that have joined this list for that very reason.
Yeah.
And this
And-
only hurts us and landowners.
Right, right.
It makes no sense.
Since we're talking about annexation, I'd just like to make one comment. We cannot do mandated annexation, just for everybody's information.
Has to be volunteer.
Has to be volunteer.
Okay. Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a
I
motion
mean-
to approve a resolution 2025-08 to request our local legislators to add the city of King to the list of municipalities found in NCGS 160A 58.1B5, giving us exemption status from the 10% satellite area rule.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimous. Thank you. All right, so we're on the 7C, special events permit. I guess Ben Marion has this.
Sir, Mayor and Council, the old permit that we used to have for the special event permit allowed applicants to host events within the city of King. These events are approved or denied by staff and allow different departments within the city to schedule on-call personnel for these events. This revised special event permit adds language and guidelines by the fire marshal's office to be included to our vendors. The permit layout was updated to have a better flow, include signatures of each department head signed off, and the permit and updates to the insurance certificates. And then the next council item agenda that we're going to talk about, action item we're going to talk about is also included in this special event permit. If that one is not approved, we will remove that language out of this permit. Other than that, you guys got any questions?
Council, have any questions of Mr. Mary?
No, I have a comment. I do support this because it will bring revenue into our city, and also is related only to beer and wine, and people only get 2 tickets per event, when they have an event.
Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the special events permit.
Okay, here a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Okay, we're on to number D. Change of city ordinance to allow alcohol in our central park. I think, Mr. Marion, you've got this one too.
Yes, sir. Mayor and council, per the request of Parks and Rec advisory board meeting, held on April 11th, 2025, the board would like to change the City of Kings Parks and Rec ordinance, chapter 20-10, subsection 11, to allow alcohol at Central Park only. Would have to be, this would include meet ABC board guidelines to sell and consume alcohol at public events as well as city ordinance. With liquor by the drink and mixed beverages now being allowed inside the City of King, the Parks and Rec advisory board feels that changing this ordinance will promote outside organizations utilizing Central Park, specifically the amphitheater location, for events on much more frequent schedule. The revision to the city's special event permit will be brought to you guys. With this recommendation, the Parks and Rec advisory board, city staff has made changes to the ordinance throughout chapter 20, specifically section 6, to clarify contact information, and then verbiage added to lay out how the alcohol in the park would be, what the ordinance would say for the alcohol in the park being allowed. The public hearing was done on June 2nd, 2025. The meeting was allowed to allow input from citizens for changes to the code of ordinance. So this is a continuation of the June 2nd meeting.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'll open it up for questions.
I have a comment. This is, Ben, this is only beer and wine with 2 tickets, right?
I don't think it specifies that.
That's what I heard when we discussed it last meeting.
Yeah.
2 tickets would only be given.
I think that was just pointing back to what Downtown King Partnership does, not what we're doing moving forward.
Well, I would like to do the
That
same.
would kind of be up to the organization, whoever's holding the event, when they fill out that special event permit to have that put in there. What they want to sell and if they want to sell beer and wine.
Ms. Cole, the 2-ticket limit is not in the language of the revised ordinance that's before you, just for your information. That's not in there. And then with respect to sales of alcohol, any sales of beer, wine, or liquor are regulated by the state. And so if an applicant, if someone holding a special event wants to sell, they have to also deal with the state and get permission and permits from the state, follow the state's regulations. As far as consumption goes, the city can, by ordinance, allow consumption of beer or wine. They cannot allow consumption of liquor. That's something the state also would have to do. So that's maybe where this distinction between beer and wine with the liquor has come up. But as the ordinance is written now, if a vendor got all the proper permits and approvals from the state, this ordinance would allow sales of beer, wine, or liquor, and there's not a 2-ticket limit.
Can we add that into this? A 2-ticket limit?
We can certainly draft that into the language.
So the state, when you file the application and you get the permission from the state, they don't specify any of that stuff.
Somebody could serve beer and wine with just this ordinance change and their special events permit. If they want to sell beer and wine, that has to go, they also have to have the permits from the state. If they want to serve liquor, or sell liquor, they need the permits from the state. Beer and wine is a little different than liquor.
Can we, I would rather be consistent with the downtown group. I mean,
Did you all decide that you were just gonna do the 2 tickets? That was your decision?
I personally would like for us to draft it to where it would be, if it's passed by council, to do a 2-ticket limit. That way you're controlling how much alcohol a person could consume. And also that it would only serve beer and wine, no hard liquor. I know Eddie McGee brought this to us to explain a lot of it. I think that's how it came about, was Arts Council thought they could bring a lot of venues to our city if we served alcohol. It's entirely up to what council chooses, but personally, I would like to see us put that in the adoption, that a two-drink limit, and also just beer and wine. I mean, our parks, you have families there, you have children there. Our police would have to deal with all of that. So that's my personal opinion. Whatever council would think about that.
I agree.
And also with the ABC permit that they would have to get from the state, they are limited to a certain section. So they're going to have to designate to the state, they're only going to be in the field of the amphitheater. It can't be over at the pond, it can't be at the Veterans Memorial, it can't be at those areas. They're only limited to a certain area that they have to rope off and control. How they do that is up to the permitting.
Yeah, I think we need to be very careful treading on that, to make sure that they follow those guidelines. Also, I'd like for it to be public knowledge that this was not recommended by council. This was brought to us and recommended by Parks and Rec Advisory Board. So it wasn't something that we came up with.
So I guess, that if the Arts Council was gonna have an event at the park and they filled out all the things, they wouldn't be, giving the beverages, like, because people didn't pay for their beverage at the, or did they pay at the Downtown Keeper? Yeah.
But
So they didn't pay for that. I don't think the Arts Council would be doing that, and that's why probably it was 2 tickets, was to limit the amount, because they weren't paying for it, I guess. And so, I guess, I mean, I don't know about the tickets, and then,
Because we decided on 2 tickets as part of your
package.
Admission.
And then there was a cash bar if you used your 2 tickets
okay,
as well after the fact.
yeah.
So it's not that we were necessarily limiting them. We
Mhm.
were relying on our bartenders and servers to be able to maintain whatever, and it's worked very well for us. We haven't had any issues, whatsoever.
I think the bartender's license, they are required to monitor how much a person.
Part of the ABC permit, the special event permit that you do with the state, it states are your servers licensed bartenders, and that's what we do. We use the folks in STOCO because
They've had the training, the bars, or whatever it's called.
do that.
And you only had beer and wine, right?
Correct. Correct.
So I'm not sure that we can, do, I mean, I guess we can do anything, but I'm not sure that would make sense to the Arts Council to just to have them do tickets, because it's different than what they did. And I don't know that they would, I don't know how can monitor all that.
Well, you all put a wristband on, right? Or no?
We did a wristband to check IDs. They had to have a wristband on
Yeah.
to be served.
which is easy enough. We
Yep.
just did that where you check in, so your license and get a wristband. And then you have your 2 tickets, and then we made it easier for bartenders, because you're not constantly checking the bus. And then I don't know, I mean, one thing we talked about, and I don't know where this fits into it, is obviously we talked about, I'll say about social district.
Yes, yes.
How does that fit into that? I don't think for Council Fowler, I'm not sure how you.
Yeah, I
kinda
see
gotta
that.
leave it up to the
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah. Uh-huh, yeah.
I think it spells out in there that if you follow steps A, B, C, and D, if you don't, then there's issues, then there's gonna create problems for everybody.
Well, yeah, I agree.
And they do come around and check that.
But I would like to limit it to beer and wine, if that could be added.
Yeah.
So, the change I would suggest is on page 37 of the agenda.
Yes.
Before subsection 12 begins, adding in to subsection 11, the following. Notwithstanding anything herein to the contrary, this subsection does not authorize the sale or consumption of spirituous liquor. Period. And that would,
Super enough.
the beer or wine, the way those items are defined in state law.
Just personally, I would not like to see them serving hard liquor in our park, but,
So if we added that, it would take care of it.
yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it will.
Yes, ma'am. Would. Anyone else have a question?
Ben, whenever we were talking about the sections that are specified, you said those have to be roped off. Is that a requirement that we have?
That's not our requirement, that's the ABC
Okay.
requirement.
Okay.
They will have to, whoever's asking to sell alcohol in the park, will have to go get an ABC permit. They'll have to go through that rigorous chain of events. And then once they have that permit, they will attach that with their special event permit. That city staff will review. It'll be reviewed by Parks and Rec, it's reviewed by the fire chief and by the police chief. Along with all of the things that we require as well.
Any other questions? Mr. Lane, Ms. Fowler? Okay, council, I'll entertain a motion.
I move for approval of the changes to the city's code of ordinance related to allow alcohol, beer and wine in Central Park with the addition of what our attorney suggested, the sentence.
I hear a second.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Carries 3-1. Thank you, council. Now we will do 5A that we brought forth. Here it is. So we're bringing 5A up to be 7E. And this is set a new date to continue public hearing, proposing text amendment to Chapter 32, Article 3, Section 32-163, and Section 32-164, proposing text addition to Chapter 32, Article 5, Division 1, Section 32-261. I did all that for you, Mr. Cox, so you wouldn't have to read all that.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
As you know, we've had a request for a text amendment to add what would be called the mixed-use district to our zoning ordinance. That would be similar if you think of our ordinance as our R-15, our OI, our B2 district, so it'd be just another district in our list of uses. We took this to the planning board for review, and in their review, we had several things that were could be possibly good for the city as far as the ordinance they proposed, and we also found some things that were very concerning. So the planning board voted unanimously to table the item and ask the applicant to come in and hold basically a little workshop with them and try to work out the items that we had a lot of concerns with. And they were willing to do that, and hopefully we could ask council if they would push the public hearing out to the September meeting so that we could have time to do that. And then the planning board again would review any of those changes that we could work out at their meeting in August or the end of the month, and then make a formal recommendation to you for your September meeting.
All right, I'll open it up for questions.
I have a question. So this is our city ordinance, City of Kings ordinance.
Correct.
Is it, because I don't remember this in all the years, is it customary for people to come to us to give us all of this to change our ordinance?
Correct.
So it's customary for people to do that?
Very, very customary in larger jurisdictions. Winston.
But mostly,
Don't remember.
isn't that the property owners that do that usually? And not an outside
It's
entity?
Mixed entity. Yeah, it's, I remember looking at Winston's agenda numerous times, and they would have similar type text amendments by various folks, wanting to amend the ordinance. Now,
And not the property owners themselves?
Correct. So it can be initiated by an applicant, or it can be initiated by you guys. So-
Right, and I know it could be initiated by us or the property owners. I just think it's quite unusual that that a potential purchaser would initiate it.
Right. Yeah, it's common.
Unlike you, Mayor Pro Tem, it's almost like they're telling us how we should write it.
Yeah,
So,
what we should do with the,
Councilor Fowler to, okay, is any other questions from Mr. Cox on this?
It's definitely something I have interest. From my understanding, our ordinance there may be a little bit substandard, maybe could use some updating. But just to be honest with you, they're taking so long, I'm about to lose interest in what they're doing.
Yes.
So if they keep asking for this to be continued, they can continue somewhere else to have it done.
I would totally agree.
I've lost interest.
So, yeah,
I have to.
I think if they don't make this one, I think they can continue to the next town to bring it to us.
I would agree.
Dick, any other comments?
I'm tired of them wasting our time.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Move for approval that we set a date for,
September 2nd.
yes, a public hearing on text amendment.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Great discussion. Okay, moving along to number 8, departmental reports. Does council have any questions or concerns about the departmental reports that they would like to address?
I don't.
Mr. Wayne? I'll entertain a motion to acknowledge receipt of the departmental report.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimous. Thank you, council.
I would like to have one question on the reports, if I could, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Susan. On this, budget actual, I'm on page 46.
Okay.
And the way I look at it, am I reading this correct, that we had a little bit of overage that went back into the general fund?
Not yet. This is the raw numbers of June 30 that it has not been touched with any audit increase approvals, nothing. So, there's still more revenue to be approved and some other things, some more expenses to be approved.
More expenses?
So these are not final numbers at all. And this actually shows more expenditure than revenue. There's 798,000 expenditures are over revenue on this report.
You're right. Okay.
All right. I'll open it up for items of general concern, and we'll start off with Councilwoman Fowler. Councilwoman Fowler.
No, I don't have any concerns. I just appreciate all this information and all the work that all the departments are doing. There's all the numbers for the fire department, police department, and everybody, all the things in here. So I do appreciate, I like having these. We know it gives us a picture of what's going on. So so thank you all for all the things that you're doing.
Councilman Lane.
I've heard conversation about tax rates and that sort of thing over the past month or so. And one thing that I can say that I think everyone on the council here is proud of is that we haven't raised the tax rate since we were council. Tax rate is what it has been. The county has reevaluated homes, but we have not done that. And those reevaluations are based on the market value of homes. So we have not touched the tax rate. I think it was 5 years ago, before I was on the council, the tax rates were last touched. And when we look at the budget that we have, there's not fat in that budget, right? We buy things that we need for our city and get by with that. And actually, tax rate is lower than other cities that have similar services to what we have. I mean, the fact, I think I mentioned last meeting, that you can sit your yard clippings out by the road and they come pick that up, right? That costs people to do that, right? There's equipment involved. Leaf pickup, there's equipment involved. The amazing vehicle that we had out here tonight for our police department, that's public safety, right? I'm not getting in the way of that. So when we look at the things we've done, I think we put together a very fair budget. We did not touch our tax rate at all. It was not increased. And I'm very proud of the budget that we have. I think we're all very fiscally conservative up here. I'm very thankful for that. And I appreciate our tax rate and our services that we offer for that tax rate. So I just appreciate our employees, what they do, and have no regrets with budgets that we pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Bowles.
Yeah, Michael for the most part stole my thunder,
Sorry.
but anyways, I will say too, and I think it's something that many forget. I mean, I don't forget it, but the decisions that are made from here are made for everyone in the room, including the ones up here, and so we aren't sitting somewhere that we are totally aloof of what's happening, and so every decision that's made is made for all of us, and so we are in this with you, and so I did want to add that, and so we are the city runs very lean, and it's because of all the wonderful leadership that we have, not counting myself, all the wonderful leadership that we have around this table. And so I'm very appreciative of each and every one that's here and does such a wonderful job maintaining such a tight budget. So thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, I want to say something. Probably talked too much tonight, but I just want to say that, there's something to be said in the city of King for feeling safe. And there's something to be said when you need the fire department, they will show up. And I appreciate that very much. I feel safe, and I want all the citizens here to feel safe. Thank you, every one of the city employees who work hard to make that happen. And thank all of you who work on this council. I think together we make it happen. So, thank you.
I too would like to, I think everybody spoke but me. This year when we did our budget, I want to brag on our city manager and about this budget being so smooth. We changed our format the last couple of years where we don't have all our department heads just sitting around waiting to be in line. But Mr. Barrow and Ms. O'Brien, I don't worry about where our money's being spent. They can tell you where every penny goes, and I'm so thankful that we've got some people that do that for us. Now y'all are not getting to see what we're seeing up here as far as our agenda and everything, but we've got a new format, especially on pages 56 through 60. I'd like to thank Clerk Branshaw for how nice that is. It's laid out very well. It's easy to understand. I like the new format that our King Senior Center, Paula Hall, the way you've got that. The calendar, I got all confused on the calendar because you've got so much going on over there. And this is really great that the seniors that you're bringing in. Also, I want to thank Paula for participating in the MedAssist event on July 19th. I think it was a great event for people that need medicines. And I just looked out and saw our librarian, and she runs a tight ship over there. I mean, I could just look around at everybody in here that helps run our city, our police department. You know, when we were sitting here, I heard sirens going down the road. And I stop every time I hear a siren going and just stop and pray for their safety, because they're running to danger that we would run away from. And you might talk about taxes, you might talk about what it costs, but you can't put a price on somebody's life. You can't put a price on, if you look at the new vehicle we've got, that's a vehicle that can be used not only in King, but in a lot of the surrounding areas. If we had a hostage situation in this room right here, we've got a piece of equipment now that can take care of that situation. I'm glad that our police department had enough foresight to see that. That piece of equipment was actually made in North Carolina. I'm proud of that. It's made in America, made in North Carolina, down in Shelby. That beautiful piece of machinery. If you don't have a chance to look at it, it's very impressive. But we need something like that to protect them. You know, we've had one officer get shot in our city, and heaven forbid we could have lost him. And I want a piece of equipment that will protect them and protect us if we need it. They will come to our aid if we need them. We've got good equipment. Our fire department, our chiefs, they look after you guys. They are very diligent in how they spend the money, how they look and find a car that's a used car that's already almost equipped. I mean, they're very diligent in how they spend our money. And when we look at it, we do the budget, and I look at the pennies and the dollars, and I realize that's not my money. That's our taxpayers' money. And we need to be very vigilant on how we spend that money. And I thank council for doing that. We studied long and hard on that, but we'd had great leadership in our city manager and our clerks and finance director. And I thank Brad for keeping us straight a lot of times. We're city attorneys, so thank you. And with that, I just want to thank everybody for coming again. We live in a great city. I'm proud to serve as your mayor. And with that, I'm going to shut up. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.